Okay, let's go ahead and read the disclaimer before we get into this. So, this is a game, a visual novel called 14 Days with You, and is a demo that I'm playing that I found on Itch.io that I will link to. Anyway, it went really fast, but this is a horror 18 plus visual novel. I'll go ahead and actually read the Itch.io page, that way you guys can understand that this game is for 18 plus. So if you're watching this on the adult website, it's completely censored, uncensored, sorry. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's censored, and if you want the uncensored version, then go into the description below, go to my link tree, and there will be the adult website there where you can see anything that is nudity or sexual in nature be completely uncensored. Some scenes might even be taken out or muted depending on how intense it gets, but it looks like a Yandere story, and I'm here for it. So let's go start. 14 Days with You. What would your name like to— my name is Emmy. Dammy. I'm a she. And yeah, let's do the NSFW. Genitalia. Oh, it doesn't matter. Wait, am I— is it for me or is it for the other character? I don't know. Non-specified. I don't know. Female? I don't know. Is it for the character or is it for me? If it's for me, then I'll put female. But if you're talking about the other character, I want to see some... Let's just put female for now and see what happens. Okay. You're in Haruko's DMs? I'm insane. We are not the same. Okay. Remember, this is a demo. I see. I can't wait to finally meet you, Angel. Wow. Oh, I like the popping noise. And in other news, the remains of yet another body has been pulled out from Lake Blue Moss, making it a total of 4 unidentified victims in the past year. Authorities believe that... Stifling a groan with the rim of my coffee cup, I fish around for the remote, lodge between the cushions, and turn off the TV. I wasn't about to let some morbid headline damper the start of my cheerful morning, especially considering how today was going to be my first day of work after finally getting that hard-earned promotion. I mean, sure. Stacking and sorting through books at a library may not have seemed to be my dream job, or even my first choice, of all places to work after moving back, but the pay was nice, my coworkers were friendly, and the building was located within the perfect walking distance of my apartment. There were even these adorable little bakery along the way that served the best shortcakes and croissants known to mankind. And the manager there always loved to hand out small freebies whenever I stopped by. It still beats living in the city, though. Honestly, I wasn't even sure why I left my hometown in the first place. The fast-paced, hustle and bustle lifestyle of the city just wasn't what I was longing for whenever I stared out the window on sleepless nights. And the people there were always rude. It was nothing like Corland Bay, where everyone felt like a close-knit family and the air smelled like a sea rather than pollution. Where's the other audio coming from? Okay, that scared me. That was coming from my computer. Okay. Something on my web browser. Sorry. My new job keeps me busy and I prefer spending time alone at the beach. Over shady bars with people I barely considered friends. In fact, setting my mug onto the table, I reach into my pocket and pull out my phone. A notification from Moth, my online friend, pops up, and I tap on the screen and read their message. What greets me is an adorable sticker of some anime character giving a thumbs up as a well-short message that says "Good luck today" underneath. Moth has always been adamant about showing their endless support for me, even after 5 years of friendship, cursed memes, and shitty Wi-Fi video calls. And even though I would never admit it out loud, I was truly grateful to have someone like them in my life. Pulling up the keyboard, I began to type a response to their message. How will I respond? Okay. In real life, I would either say thank you or I would send a sticker. I'll send a sticker. When did I download that pack of anime stickers? Not that I was about to complain or anything. After all, they were free, charming, and included some of my favorite comfort characters. Without hesitating, I sent a sticker back of some green-haired protagonist holding up a giant heart. A gray chat bubble pops up just as I hit the send button, indicating that Moth was typing out another message. By the way, oh, BTW, didn't you say that last night you were gonna head to work at 8 a.m.? Because it's like almost 9:30 where you are right now. Right? Or am I just dumb and I got the time zones mixed up again? LOL. Looking at the time displayed on my phone, I immediately let out a string of curses and leaped to my feet. Shit! Grabbing the coat that I carelessly strewn across the back of the sofa earlier, I quickly shrug it on before making a beeline towards the front door. How are you almost an hour late to work? Yo, it's pretty much an hour. Before I leave, however, I spare one final glance at the poorly hung mirror in the hallway. Hopefully the outfit I chose was appropriate for my job. What style did I go for? Let's see, you said you were in a library. So, in real life, okay, I would wear something cutesy. If my job let me wear whatever I wanted to wear, I would wear something cutesy. You can't go wrong with a bit of pastel bows and frills. Stop. I used to get bullied. I worked at a factory first because so we couldn't wear whatever we wanted to wear. We had a dress code, but they did let us have like accessories and stuff that, you know, as long as nothing could like fall into the food. But I would wear like these frilly bows and I would put on really cutesy makeup, and my coworkers used to bully the hell out of me. They'd be like, "What are you, a child?" No, I just like cutesy stuff, okay? Giving myself a small spin in the mirror, I admire how soft the fabric and patterns flow around me. But enough of that, I can check myself out another time. Hastily, I smooth out the wrinkles and pick off any stray pieces of lint from my sleeve before I finally head out the door. And I almost catch my coat on the door handle in the process. That makes me so mad. That is the most infuriating thing that could ever happen to me. With a grumble, I tug at the fabric of my coat before slamming the door shut with a little bit too much force than necessary. Even trying to insert my key became a bit of a struggle. I had to fight the urge to yell in frustration as I attempted to lock the door. Seriously, when will that lazy bum of a landlord do something about this? I swear I've complained about this at least 4 times this month. Oh, hey there, Emmy. Looking good. Yeah, you're looking good too. Who are you? My neighbor, Violet, practically beams at me when she fishes through her pockets for her own apartment key. Resting on her hip was yet another potted plant, and I found myself wondering where she was going to put it this time. I was almost entirely convinced that her whole apartment had been turned into a greenhouse at this point, considering how her balcony was practically filled to the brim with different kinds of plants, greenery, and other various kinds of flora. Okay, so you're telling me she's bisexual, I got it. But I wasn't about to complain or anything. The fragrance that wafted in with the wind always smelled floral and earthy, and it did well to mask the smell of smoke and burnt food or whatever I tried to cook. Hey, your outfit is just my style. You look so cute. Her voice pulls me away from my thoughts, and I notice how the growling smile on her face doesn't seem to falter. The growing? I'm sorry, I'm growling. In response, I shoot her one of my own, and it was apparently enough to brighten her mood even more than it already was. How will I respond? I will say... It's nice to see you again. Yeah, it's nice to see you too. I'd usually still be at the flower shop at this time, so it's nice to be able to catch up with you like this, especially when our schedules are aligned. Speaking of, you should stop by my place next time you're free. I'd love to introduce you to this little guy's family. Oh, I almost forgot. I've been meaning to ask you this, but when are you going to tell me that you were seeing someone? Huh? Huh? A knowing look pulls at her features as Violet continues to fiddle with the lock on her door. What are you talking about? Come on, don't act like you didn't just have a guy over last night. I saw him leaving when I took Kathy out for a walk. I'd be more worried about my neighbor talking to her plants, named plants, out talking, taking, I can read, shut up. She's taking her plants out on a walk, but the thought of someone leaving my apartment seemed to set off way more alarm bells. I give Violet a concerned look, and she picks up on it almost immediately. You don't remember? Don't tell me you were drunk or something. With a huff, she gives up on trying to unlock her door. It seems as though we both shared the same problem with our apartment locks, and placed her potted plant on the ground before slowly making her way towards me. Tall guy? Wearing a dark slasher hoodie? Fuck. I got a stalker. Probably into either old-fashioned or bondage with the crazy amount of belts and loops wrapped around his leg. Oh, was he wearing tech wear? That men in tech wear is so fucking hot. That is so fucking hot unnecessarily. Okay? Ring any bells? No. Last night I was catching up on some TV shows and talking with my friend. No one came here. Even if they did, I would have heard them. My place really isn't that big anyway. Really? But I was so sure it was your door. A hand rests on her cheek in a thinking manner before she pouts at me, seemingly giving in. For now. Well, alright then. Maybe it was somebody else's apartment. I mean, it's always so dark in these hallways at night. Honestly, what is our landlord doing? Would you mind if I check in with security downstairs later? It'd give me some peace of mind. Yeah, that's fine. Alright then, thank you, Emmy. Well, I got some plants to water and some MMOs to raid in, so... Violet lets out one last huff before she picks up her plant. What did she name this one again? And she goes back to unlocking her door. Good talk, I guess. Even if it was kind of awkward. Yeah. Sure. See you later, V. Slipping past my neighbor and into a cramped hallway, I quickly make for the stairs. When will they fix that broken elevator? And I break into a slight jog. Thankfully, the weather was cool today, and the shoes I chose weren't going to leave me with blisters by the time I reached the library. You are so late. The smell of old paper, coffee, and soft incense floods my senses as I step through the library glass doors. The melodic chimes alert the woman at the reception desk of my arrival, and I watch as she tucks a strand of hair, blonde hair, behind her ear as she turns around to greet me. Hey, Eleanor. She looks surprised for some reason before her expression morphs into a soft smile, and she beckons me closer with a nod of her head. Eleanor is one of my coworkers here at Corland Bay Library, and one of the very few people here who actually gets the work done. And although she's notorious for being rather scatterbrained, she's more than makes up for it with her caring and dotting attitude towards everyone. But her nurturing personality can get rather overbearing at times, and I often find myself having to step away from her to get some breathing room. Nevertheless, she's charming to work with, and I appreciate her always looking out for me. After all, who knows what my sleeping schedule would have looked like without her help? Emmy! Just on time. I printed out your... Wait, where did I... Her expression turns into a slight panic as she spins on her heels, and I silently watch with amusement as she shuffles through the various books and stacks of paper lining her desk. Where did I leave it? Ah, here it is. Spinning around once more, Eleanor comes back with hands and hands me a sheet of paper. Sheets of paper with the word schedule printed in big bold letters. I take it from her grasp and give the sheet a once-over. Well, it looks like I'm going to be busy for the next few weekends. But I guess Eleanor doesn't seem to share the same disdain as me, judging from the playful look plastered on her face. So, how does it feel to no longer be the one in charge of stacking books all day long? Although you still have to work the front desk from time to time, though, unfortunately. I offer a weak smile as her words before rounding the corner and placing my bag under the desk, and I begin to pull out some of my belongings. The front door chimes again, letting everyone know that another Patreon has come in. Figuring Eleanor has it covered, I leave the customer to her as I go back to preparing everything for the day. But as I turn around to check on her, I notice that she already finished greeting the customer and was on her way back to her own desk across from mine. As if sensing my gaze, she spins around in her office chair and flashes me a teasing grin. Looks like he's back again. Eleanor gives a soft chuckle as she inclines her head in the direction of the person that she was talking about. You know, that new guy. I don't know when he started showing up in here in the bay, but he always comes in and rents books out of the books that you recommend on the display window. And if I didn't know any better, I'd say he has a little crush on you. Especially with that outfit you've got on. You look amazing, so I can't really fault him for staring. Because he was staring. A lot. Snorting, I push Eleanor's office chair so that she's facing the other way and focus my attention back to the papers in front of me. What is with everyone today? Always smiling and gossiping about other people and meddling in business that isn't their own? You know how it is. It was bad enough that I had to deal with a potential intruder, but I doubt my deadbeat landlord was going to do anything about it. I might need a stronger lock on my way home. Ladies, listen to me right now. If you go to Amazon, there is a bolted lock that you can buy. It's a portable bolted lock you can buy. It's like a red color. Buy that because that's not going to interfere with the door at all. So you're technically not doing any changes. So it's renter friendly and it bolts you from the inside. So if somebody tries to push the door open or unlock the door, they can't get in. Hear me? Maybe even some kind of alarm system. But, would the store still be open by then? All of a sudden, I get pulled backwards as Eleanor playfully wheels my chair around and leans over my shoulder to softly speak into my ear. Would you look at that? Loverboy in aisle 8 needs some help, it seems. She nods in the direction of the red light flashing above the bookshelves, signaling to the staff that someone in that row needs assistance. With a sigh, I stand up to make my way over. I already knew for a fact that Eleanor wasn't going to go help them herself, so I begrudgingly began to make my way towards aisle 8 alone. I knew better than to glance back at her, though knowing fully well that my teasing coworker would be sporting the biggest grin on her face at my misfortune. Ducking around the corner and into the aisle, I immediately met with a broad backside that was covered by what had to be the comfiest looking cardigan I'd ever seen. The person whom it belonged to, however, hadn't seemed to notice me yet, so I awkwardly clear my throat and absent-mindedly shift my weight from one foot to the other. Ahem. Oh no, he's hot! It's a femboy? Femme? Or maybe just... I don't know. I dig it. I'm into it. He seems to jump at the sudden noise before sheepishly turning around to face me. Immediately, I was taken aback by his soft demeanor, doe-like eyes, and imposing height. So this was the guy who always rented out my recommended books on the display window, huh? He definitely fits the aesthetic of cozy literature lover needing a good book. His pink hair also reminds me of Haruko, an anime character I had recently been obsessing over with Moth during our late-night video calls. In fact, I've seen overall cut and style appeared vaguely similar to his. Sorry, I couldn't read, my mic was in the way. And then again, this hairstyle could be trending right now or something, and I just so happen to be the last to know about it. But now that I really had a good look at the man, which proved to be difficult considering his towering height, this stranger also seemed to bear a near-perfect, picture-perfect resemblance to the main lead from the webtoon I was reading. If that happened to me, I would be so embarrassed. I wouldn't be able to keep all my dirty thoughts. It was called Always With You, and it revolved around the main character meeting the love of her life at a library, where they both what? As if noticing my spaced out look, the stranger absent-mindedly scratches his jaw while he waits for me to snap out of it. Oh, he blinked. He scared me. I was like, what's happening to his face? In fact, I had been so distracted that I didn't even realize that he had been muttering to himself quietly. I wasn't expecting you to show up so soon. Sorry. I hope I'm not bothering you. I was just looking for, His voice pulls me back into the present, and I hastily try to make sense of what was spilling from his cherry-tinted lips. Why do you say that like that? Watching him struggle with his words would have made any apathetic person feel bad. So I offer him a reassuring smile in return, and an encouraging nod of my head. At that, he takes a steady inhale of air before trying again. I need some help. I'm looking for a specific book, you see, but... And now he's playing with the ends of his sleeves. I feel the sudden urge to reach out and stop him. Did I find the action annoying? Endearing? Relatable? Who knows, but instead I held back and waited for him to find the words to speak. It'd be relatable for me. But, wow, even his mannerisms were eerily similar to Haruko's. The endearing awkwardness and sleeve tugging gave me a sense of deja vu, and it honestly felt like he walked straight out of the anime and turned into this very library. Man, Moth is gonna freak when I tell him about this later. Maybe he likes the anime character a lot and he wants to dress like him. The stranger in front of me takes another shaky inhale before he tries to speak to me once more. This time with a lot more confidence, and in his tone had a fire in his eyes. Do you have any books on anything on native flora? The best I found are on generic wildlife, but nothing about Corlin-based plants. Or maybe I'm just in the wrong aisle? He was looking for a book about native flora? Perhaps I should introduce him to Violet. Chuckling to myself at the thought, I stepped closer to the man and began scanning to the contents on the shelf beside him. He almost seems to flinch at the sudden closeness between us, but showed no sign of moving away. In fact, he seemed to almost lean closer and incline his head towards mine. And had I not been too preoccupied with finding the book, I would have noticed how his breath hitches in his throat as the scent floods senses. What? No, you're definitely in the right aisle. Those kind of books are just more hidden, I guess. I step past him, and this time I make my way over to the lower part of the shelves. Absent-mindedly, I run a finger against the spine of each book until I come into contact with one book in particular. Then, bending over slightly, I pull the book from the shelf and give the cover a once-over before offering it to the man behind me. Is this what you're looking for? Too preoccupied with the misplaced book on the shelf, who brings cookbooks to the nature aisle, I barely noticed his blue eyes hungrily trail across my form before landing on the book held out in... Oh, okay. Contain your horny, we're at a library. With shaky fingers, he reaches out and takes it from me. I watch as he flips through a few pages to take in some information before finally settling on the book with an affirmative nod. Yes, this is exactly what I was looking for. Thank you. I'm glad. You're like an angel sent down from heaven or something. You're so helpful. Kind, too. What? What? Oh, I didn't... Did I say that out loud? I didn't mean to. Ugh, that must have been so weird. I'm so sorry. He looked as though he was about to cry now, so I hastily threw up my hands in a comforting manner and shot him a reassuring smile. Hey, it's fine. No need to freak out. I wasn't expecting someone to say that about me, is all. Really? Well, I think it's true for what it's worth. You really are like an angel. Thanks? Figuring that was my cue to leave before things got awkward, I gave him one last friendly smile and subtly glanced back towards the front desk. Now I'm nervous. But the eccentric man showed no signs of moving. Instead, he just looked down at me expectantly. What do you want something? Did he want to continue the conversation? It seemed unlikely, as he didn't say anything. He simply stared at me. Awkwardly, I clear my throat for what had to be the millionth time today and gesture vaguely at the reception desk behind me. Well, if you don't need any more help, I should... This is just getting weird now. Should I even attempt to continue this conversation or just leave? I mean, it would be rude to just walk away abruptly, especially considering how he's, apparently, a regular patron in the library I worked at. But he wasn't making much of an effort either. So what should I do? Uh-oh. Shoot. Just keep talking to him. Right? Should I save? Where's the save button? Oh no. Yeah, save game. Okay. Just in case something bad happens. So, Do you come here often? Seriously, Emmy? That was the best you could come up with? Damn it, now he probably thinks I'm the weird one. Yeah, actually. I like visiting whenever I have some free time. Although I usually end up coming here just to hide away in a corner somewhere and look at you. Hello? Your book collection. Yeah, I have a lot of interesting books here. Lots and lots of books. Yeah, I mean, it is a library after all, but sure, whatever you say, Mr. Actually, now that I think about it, you haven't told me your name yet. Oh, I guess you're right. You can call me Redacted. What? It was like he said something, but his voice was delayed. Was that even a voice? Was he speaking English? It almost felt like something that came out of a dream. How did you do that? Do what? Do what? Anyways, you can just call me Ren if you like. Is that alright if I call you Emmy? Although, Angel does suit you just as well. In my personal opinion, at least. Seriously, what the hell just happened? Was I imagining things? And he was really flirting with me just now? Are you okay? Yeah, I think. But how did you know my name? I don't remember telling you. Silly, it's on your name tag. As if to prove a point, Ren reaches out gently and flicks the name tag I somehow forgot that I had put on this morning. Oh. Emmy is a cute name, though. And it's really, really, really fun to say. Especially over and over. Right? Anyways. Say, are you busy later? I'd love to thank you for helping me find this book. Seriously, what is up with this guy? One minute he's shy, and the next he's bold. It's almost like he was putting up several fronts to see which one I would respond to better. Sorry. The joke's on him, though, because I found all of his fronts equally as headache-inducing. That's not nice. He's not that... I mean... I prefer the shy attitude, because when you're too bold, I'll think you're creepy because I think you're gonna do something to me. I'm scared, okay? I'm scared of people, okay? Actually, I'll be busy this afternoon. I need to buy a new lock for my apartment. A new lock? That doesn't sound good. Can I ask why? I guess it wouldn't hurt to tell him. I mean, what is he gonna do? Personally show up at my doorstep and test this new lock himself? Apparently somebody broke into my apartment last night and I didn't notice. I don't think they stole anything, but still, it's creepy. I figured it'd be better safe than sorry, you know? Yeah, but it sounds like instead of a lock, you just need to jump the scumbag when they least expect it and beat him up to teach him a lesson. Stay up all night if you have to. Really get the edge on him. I couldn't help but let out a genuine chuckle at his suggestion. If I had to choose, then this would be the side of him that I prefer. He seemed at ease, and his words weren't forced or awkward. Yeah? And who's gonna be the one to beat up this guy at 3 AM? Because last I checked, I'm not really the type to go around throwing punches at people I don't know. And definitely not before the sun is up and shining. I could do it for you. You? But, I mean, we don't even know each other that well, and... It's fine. I could tell you all about myself on the walk there. My whole life story and everything. Where I was born, the school I went to, how many cute librarians I've met. Which happens to be one, so far. Okay, that was smooth. Before I could even comment on his sudden confidence, Ren seems to pick up on my discomfort at his choice of words. Even if it was discomfort that I was feeling, and hastily backtracks. Hey, or not, I was just messing around. I didn't mean to make you feel uncomfortable. There it is again, that subtle shift in his personality. But now that he mentions it, would it really hurt to invite him to my place to stay for the night? In real life, you'd say no. This is fake, though. He definitely looked like he could handle himself in a fight. His contrasting outfit aside, so maybe it wasn't that bad of an idea? Ahem. Hey, look at me, ladies. Don't do this. Don't do this. Do you hear me? I don't care how hot they are. I don't care how rizzed up they are. Don't do this. Actually, you know what? Would you mind coming over and staying the night? I'd feel a bit safer knowing someone else was around. I'm a whore, okay? I'm okay? I want all the anime men. I bring all the my milkshakes bring all the anime men and women to the yard, okay? Oh, you actually want me to come? I mean, yeah. Sure. Definitely. He seems a bit too eager for this. If it's not too much trouble, I get... Where is she? Emmy? Ah! There you are! Someone at the front desk is looking for you, and... Oh, sorry, are you busy right now? I can... Impeccable timing as always, Eleanor. No, it's fine. I think everything is already handled here, right? I give the two of them a soft smile before making my way towards their reception desk. But as I pass Eleanor, I gently clasp a hand on her shoulder and shoot her a playful look of my own. If you need more help, I'm sure Eleanor here can assist you. She loves helping others, right? Whoa, why did he make this face? As I turn to leave, I barely missed the way Ren's eyes zone in on my hand resting on Eleanor's shoulder. Ooh, he didn't like that. Hours seem to pass in a blur, and as soon enough, I find myself resting up in the employee's lounge. My mind drifts back to the guy from earlier, and I couldn't help but wonder what happened to him afterwards. Did he rent out the book that I offered? What about my recommended novel of the week? Ren was surely strange, to say the least, but I had to admit that he did seem kinda cute in his oversized cardigan and timid demeanor. He still gave me off-putting vibes, though, especially with his ever-changing personality. And if I had to be completely honest, that shy and timid persona that he displayed felt rather forced to me. It was almost as if he saw it on TV or something and wanted to try it out himself, and I just happened to be one of the first victims. But who was I to call him out for it? That was his business if he wanted to act all shy and demure. Who are you? Emmy, everything alright? Not often that I find you here at a time like this. Conan, my boss, startles me as he suddenly appears in the entranceway. Everyone saw him as some kind of blessing to this institution, because the moment that he showed up, all forms of trouble seemed to disappear overnight. Those low-life teens started causing chaos elsewhere, and the rumored gangs became few and far between. That's because that man is a Yakuza, okay? You can just see it. He is in the Mafia, okay? At first I thought he might have been linked with criminals because of his intimidating gaze and facial scars, but then I got to know him a bit better and found out that he just had a massive soft spot for those who are dear to him. And he's in the Mafia. Though, much like Eleanor, Conan felt more like a father figure with how much he fretted over his staff and their well-being. I mean, he literally installed a new air conditioner and water dispenser last week because one of his employees fainted due to a heat stroke. It wasn't anything too major, but it was nice to know that our boss was considerate enough about the people we hired. I doubt I could say the same about my old job in the city. Same.
Do you know that in a place that I worked in, several people actually passed out because it was so hot. And their answer to that was to give you a chair and a water bottle that was room temperature and said, sit if you feel hot.
Yeah. Conan was also nice to chat to whenever I was on my breaks, and he would always encourage me to take as much time as I needed before I returned to my desk. But after realizing that I had once again been spacing out, I pulled myself away from my thoughts and turned to offer my boss an acknowledging smile. Yeah, I'm fine. Just taking a short break. I'll be back out there soon. Take as long as you need. Don't overwork yourself. He seemed hesitant to leave. If the way he was shifting from one foot to the other was any indication, he shoots me a concerned look before opening his mouth, only to close it once more in contemplation. Contemplation! Shut up. Have you seen Eleanor? I asked her to come see me regarding the unsorted novels in the storeroom, but she's not yet showed up. Uh-oh. Eleanor? I last saw her, she was talking to one of the patrons in the aisle 8. Maybe she's still there? I'll have to check then again. Thank you. And with that, he disappeared just as quietly as he came. But that was odd. It wasn't like Eleanor to suddenly go missing. Was she still occupied with Ren? It'd been a while, so I'd figured she would have finished helping him and left by now. Oh well, I'm sure she'll turn up sooner or later. Ren didn't seem like much of a talkative person anyway. Geez, why did my thoughts keep returning to that eccentric man? Shut up. Deciding that I wasn't going to waste my time thinking about any more pink-haired guys, my beloved Haruko aside, I got up from the lounge and meandered my way towards the front desk again. But once I arrived, I immediately noticed that my chatty coworker was still nowhere to be found. It was just like my boss had said earlier. Eleanor wasn't anywhere to be seen, and it wasn't like her to leave the reception desk unattended for so long. Maybe she managed to knock over a pile of books again and was busy cleaning it up? It certainly wouldn't be anything out of the ordinary for her. Well, whatever, I'm sure she'll turn up again soon. The impact from me plopping down on my office chair causes some of the papers around me to rustle, and a bright pink sticky note fluttered around and captures my attention. Assuming it was left by Eleanor, I peel the folded note off my computer screen and read it. Angel. Unfolding it, it reads the following. I'll wait for you after work, but if you change your mind, don't worry about our deal. Just keep walking. I'll take the hint. Don't worry. That stuttering guy from the aisle 8, heart. The stuttering guy from aisle 8? I couldn't help but crack a smile at the name that Ren had chose for himself. And before I could allow Eleanor the chance to manifest behind me and tease me to Kingdom Come, I pocket the note and go back to sorting the stack of returned books on the desk. Okay, in-game Emmy, I don't think she's coming back, okay? I know Yandere is. I have a feeling she is not going to return. True to his word, I caught a glimpse of Ren patiently waiting for me on one of the benches as I pack up for the day and leave the library. From afar, he looked like an oversized puppy waiting for his owner to return from work. And admittedly, I found it rather cute, especially with how his figurative tail started to wag upon my arrival. I have a huge soft spot for puppy dog types. I am into it. What am I not into? Jesus Christ. Ren seems all too happy to see me, but before I could call out on him, he offers a bottle of water that I assumed he brought from one of the convenience stores down the street. You worked hard today, so now you can finally rest, huh? He's looking down at me with a glimmer of expectancy in his eyes, so I hesitantly take the bottled water from his grasp and give him an affirmative nod in my head. Thanks. No problem. Did you want to head off now, or do you want to rest for a bit? I mean, you were standing a lot today. He seems almost lost in his thoughts now. I wonder how he knew what I'd been doing all day. After all, I figured he would have left after he found the book, but maybe he stayed a bit longer to read it? You're a librarian, what else would you do? Oh no, I'm fine, but do you think we could make a quick detour on the way? I still need to... Emmy! Heyo. Uh-oh. You guys, this is not a good time to be coming. Leon and whatever your name is. I could recognize those boisterous voices anywhere. The first one belonged to, can I just call him Hyun? I feel like I'm gonna mispronounce it so bad, and I think I already am, but... Huh? A guy I had met during the early days at the university. He sat next to me during the first few days of orientation, and even offered to lend me his phone charger when my battery started to run out. He's a fun guy to be around, though his extroverted and energetic personality was often hard to keep up with. I can't keep up with people like that. But Leon, the other guy awkwardly hanging off Jay's arms, was a different story. He'd practically known each other since we were babies, but he moved away from Corlin Bay when we were still in elementary. I'm sure he was moved back to the... Hello? I wasn't sure when he moved back to the Bay, but it was great knowing I'd be able to see him again. I wish I could find the time to hang out with him just like we used to. But I was always busy with work, and he was always busy playing volleyball and taking care of his sick mother in the hospital. Before I knew it, I was being pulled out of my thoughts by Jay's bubbly laughter. Hey, still with us? Hey, Emmy. Finally finished with work? Finished worked. Oh, and who is this? This is Ren. We actually met at work today. Maybe it wasn't a good idea to tell Leon, the human personification of overprotective, that I just met this man today. What would he think if he found out I was bringing home a complete stranger? He usually rents out my recommended books at the library, anyways. Leon, Jay, this is Ren. Ren, this is Leon and Jay. Unfortunately, these guys are my friends. It's truly unfortunate to know that a handsome bloke... What? Can I read? No? It's truly unfortunate to know a handsome bloke such as myself. Leon dramatically clutches the spot above his heart as he leans further into Jay's shoulder. So, you're Ren? Are you new here? I'd like to think I know everyone here in the Bay, but it seems like you've proven me wrong. Yeah, I recently moved here a couple months ago. Oh, same as Emmy. I'm pretty sure she moved back here, like, what, 2 months ago, right? Leon looks at me for confirmation, and I meekly nod my head. Strange how I've only been back here for 2 months, and yet I found enough time to catch up with all my friends. Oh, what a coincidence. Anyways, talking about moving is boring. Wanna come hang out with us? I barely noticed the way Ren gets shoved to the side by Jay. Oh man, oh no, oh my god. Intentional or not, nor could I make out the scowl on his face as soon as the excited man leans a little too close to my personal bubble. We were just about to head over to Club Shoreline. You wanna come? I'm sure Leon wouldn't mind paying for you as well. Oi, I don't mind paying for her, but who said anything about paying for you? I did, just now. Thanks, Leon, you're the best. I don't miss the way Leon rolls his eyes at Jay's antics before settling a gaze on me once more. You wanna tag along? I really don't mind paying if you do. Sorry guys, I've actually made plans. And do these plans have anything to do with this lanky fellow? My name is Ren. Actually, yeah, I promised I'd hang out with him today. Ah, he can come clubbing with us too. The more the merrier. I'd rather not. Sorry, maybe another time. I'm kinda drained from work anyways, so... Hey, no worries, Dara. Just make sure you take it easy when you get home, yeah? He shoots me a considerate smile before throwing an arm over Jay's shoulders. Well then, if you'll excuse us, I gotta find a way to get this knucklehead to cover his own entry fees. We can catch up another time, okay? And if you need help with anything, just give me a ring, yeah? I'll watch my phone like a hawk tonight. It was nice catching up with you again, Darl. And nice meeting you too, Ron. You are dead. You're dead. You're dead. You're disrespecting this man. You're so dead. Why would you do this? Why would you say that?